Drones have been spotted at airports and military facilities throughout Germany in recent days. There's mounting concern that Russia is responsible for the incursions in Germany and other neighbouring countries. Deutsche Welle correspondent Lars Halter joins us now from Berlin. Lars, g'day. So what's the situation there? Where have these drones been spotted?
Yeah, thanks for having me. They've actually been all over the place. In Munich in southern Germany, drone sightings have led to the airport there closing for 2 days in a row over separate drone sightings, mind you. And while that's been annoying for thousands of travelers, of course, who were stuck at the terminal, it's a lot worse when you look at this as what it really is. Not so much an inconvenience, but an act of aggression, a provocation at best, and a security threat at worst. Moving up the map towards northern Germany, drones were seen flying over military sites, over power plants, shipyards. Now, that's all critical infrastructure, of course. While the government hasn't officially blamed anyone for the drone flights yet, it seems pretty clear to experts that they're coming from Russia. Some were likely launched from ships anchoring outside German waters. We do know that Russia is using ever more drones against Ukraine too, with hundreds of them out just last weekend and firing brutal attacks, so it seems pretty clear where they're coming from.
And what are experts saying the motive is here?
Yeah, that's indeed a big question. It is not entirely clear what the exact motive is. Obviously, there haven't been any attacks, and Russia would certainly not attack Germany, I guess, because an attack against a NATO country would be a terrible escalation of the current situation. Of course, we've seen some smaller attacks and some damage to houses just across the eastern border of Poland, so there's that. But on a less direct level, this could be for any combination of three factors. Drones could be used for spying, of course, especially when flown over military bases or so. But there's also the possibility that they're just meant as a provocation, with Moscow just trolling Europe. And it might just be to sow fear among the population and show that the West is ill-prepared to deal with threats that are part of modern warfare. To show that, in this case, Germany doesn't have the means to deal with drone attacks in an effective way.
Yeah, and so what has the German response been? Have they shot any down?
No, they haven't, but that question has been raised by many. Why are we not just shooting them down? And here's the frustrating answer. Apparently, we can't. First of all, it's not without major risk to shoot down drones over populated areas. And then we lack the equipment and the expertise. And in a way, it's long been unclear who is even in charge. The military can't be used within the country by law, and the police doesn't have what they need. Now, Berlin is working hard on clearing all that up. The Interior Secretary has now said he's making sure that the military can actually support police easier, and generally an entire drone defense is now being built up, but that's late, and that's going to be likely including transmission jammers, laser systems, microwave technology, even net launchers for smaller drones. And not only Germany is acting, of course, because other European countries are vulnerable too, and that's why the EU is investing 250 million euros in drone defense. And Berlin is taking this really very seriously. Just last week, Chancellor Friedrich Merz commented on the situation, and he said what we're seeing right now is not war, but it's also no longer peace.
Yeah, Australia has actually, an Australian company has developed some laser technology to bring down drones. So maybe you'll end up coming to Australia for that technology, Lars. Okay, we'll leave there. Lars Halter in Berlin. French President Emmanuel Macron has been urged to resign by his first Prime Minister and one-time political ally Edouard Philippe. On Monday,